Hello everyone, my name is Benny, and today I'll be teaching you how to make a picture frame out of cardboard. The materials that you'll need will be cardboard, a picture, a ruler, a pencil, your cutting tools, your adhesives, and your decorative materials of choice. To begin, you want to trace an outline of your picture. For this demonstration, I will be using a marker, but you should use a pencil. Afterwards, you want to trace at least an inch for your frame. You can make it as big or as small as you want, but I'm going to do about an inch. And it should look like this. Afterwards, you're going to cut out the frame that you've made. And it should look like this. Next, you're going to want to make your back end. And for that, you're going to trace it along with the frame that you've just cut. After you've made your outline, you're going to want to cut that as well. And it should look like this. Now finally, for your cutting, you want to ensure that you have a stand. I have one that's about 8 inches. And it should look like this. Next, you want to have your construction material. And you want to ensure that you have at least an inch of space between the edges, between the edge of the portrait and the edge of your paper, or any construction material that you might have. Next, you want to glue it or apply your adhesive to your material. Gently but firmly press it into your construction. It should look like this. Next, you're going to want to ensure that you cut out an X from corner to corner. So it should look like this, almost like a window. You're going to want to trim your construction material. I'm just going to take a little bit off the sides just to ensure that it's not too bulky for when I wrap. You want to try and have at least an inch just so you have enough to wrap around the frame itself. Any excess that you might see, like I said, just trim it. You want to fold and trim. Like I said, you want to make sure that it's not bulky on the sides. You want to make sure you cut the corners about a 90-degree angle on all sides. And it should look something like this. Next, you want to apply your adhesive. You want to ensure that you're applying it evenly, just to ensure that everything sticks. Make sure you're pulling and tucking. You want to avoid as much bulkage as possible. And it should look like this. And you want to repeat that process for your back end as well. And just like with our first piece, you want to apply adhesive so that you can tuck and fold your corners and your ends. Really make sure you're pulling on the sides. Like I said, you want to avoid any or as much bulkage as possible. And it should look something like this. You can do the same for this, but for this demonstration I won't. Afterwards, you want to apply adhesive to your two parts, your front and your back. I'm going to be taping 3 of the sides, just to ensure that you can still slide your picture in. And you're going to gently but firmly press your 2 sides together along your adhesives. You want to do the same thing for this. You want to make a triangle. You're going to want to tape the top. Adhere it to the back of your frame. And slide your picture in. And it should look something like this. All right, everyone, so these are the finished products. Thank y'all for watching. Have a good one.